Hi there, Hannah here with a quick video tutorial for my summer sedge hot pad pattern. I made these with Lily Sugar and Cream yarn, which is 100% cotton. And if you can find these bigger super size skeins, then you'll just need one for each hot pad. Otherwise, if you do have the smaller skeins, you'll need two of those. And I used a size H 5mm crochet hook. And as usual, the full written pattern for these is on our website, daisyfarmcrafts.com. So to get started, you're going to want to make a base chain of 24. For the sedge stitch, you can do any multiple of 3. So if you want to make this bigger or smaller, just do a multiple of 3. But again, I'm going to start with 24. And I'm going to start in the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2. And I'm going to start by working a half double crochet and a double crochet into that second chain. So for half double crochet, I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on my hook. And now I'm going to work a double crochet into that same space. So again, I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's my half double crochet and a double crochet all in that stitch. Now I'm going to skip 2 chains. So 1, 2, and in this chain I'm going to work a single crochet, a half double crochet, and a double crochet. The reason we don't work that single crochet in the first one is our chain at the beginning kind of counts as that first. So skip 2, I'm going to do single, so just insert my hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and now a half into that same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 3 loops, and now a double crochet, yarn over, insert my hook into the same space, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, I'm going to skip 2 chains and do the exact same thing in this stitch. A single, a half, and a double. And I'm just going to do that all the way across. Skip 2, single, half, double. So I've worked all the way across the row and I just skipped 2 chains and worked my single half double into this chain, and I still have 1 chain left. So I'm just going to work a single crochet into that last chain. And then I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And that last single crochet is going to count for the single crochet that we would have worked at the beginning of this row. So we're going to start it the same way. We're going to go right into that first space of the single crochet we just worked, and we're going to start just with a half and a double crochet. And then again, if you need to kind of look up here, skip 2, skip these 1, 2, and work right here into the single crochet. We're always going to be working into the single crochet spaces. So insert your hook, and again we're going to start doing our single, half double crochet, and then double crochet. So skip these 2 stitches and work right here into this single crochet space. Single, half. We're just going to keep doing that all the way across the row. Double. All right, so I just worked my last sedge, my last single half double, and now I have 2 stitches left. So I'm going to skip over this one, and I'm just going to work a single crochet into that last stitch. So you're always just ending the row with a single crochet, and chain 1, and then do the exact same thing again. Start with the half and the double, skip these 2, and then do single, half, and double crochet. So you're just going to keep working the sedge stitches all the way in these spaces, and then again, you know, this will be your last sedge in that single crochet, and then you'll have 2 left. So just skip over 1 and then work a single crochet into that last stitch, and then chain 1 and turn. So for my hot pad, I did a total of 19 rows until it was about, you know, pretty square. You can do as many rows as you want, and until you get it the size that you need. Sometimes it's hard to kind of count the rows, so you just kind of want to look for these little shell sedge patterns. So basically this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 of these kind of little alternating shells. So I have 19 rows, and then I made a second square that is exactly the same size. And now I'm going to put them together and combine them with a border. So I'm just gonna try to line them up really evenly. I'm gonna tuck my ends in. You can also weave these in if you want. Since I'm putting a big thick border on it, I like to just tuck them in, save some time. So we kind of put those in the middle and line these up. So I'm going to start in this top left-hand corner, and I'm going to insert my hook through both squares. And I'm going to pull up a loop and chain 1. And again, you can kind of tuck this tail into the middle also. And I'm just going to start by working 1 round of single crochet, inserting my hook through both squares so that they get combined together. So I'm going to do 1 single crochet right into this same space. And then I'm just going to kind of line these up as evenly as I can, and I'm going to work in these spaces that are kind of on the edge of the sedge stitch on the sides, and I'm just going to work 2 single crochets in each of those spaces. So 1, 2, and then I'm going to work 3 single crochet in each of the corners. I can get my hook in there. There we go. 3. And then I'm just going to do single crochet again all the way across this side. And it's up to you, however that you think is best to kind of space these out. I kind of worked again 2 in each of these spaces, but since this side is a little bit wider, and then I also worked 1 into kind of the space between the bottom of these sedge stitch. So I think I ended up with about 21 or 22 stitches along each of the ends, and then about 19 stitches along the sides. So you just want to do whatever you need to do to make it look as even as possible. So just keep working all the way across, and then do 3 single crochet in the corner again, and then we'll do the side the same way we did before, and then all the way back to that first corner. All right, so after I've slip stitched into that starting corner, I am actually going to switch to a little bit bigger hook. I'm going to go up to an I 5.5 millimeter. And I used an H on the first hop pad that I made, and it turned out fine. The corners, it just kind of are, you know, folding in a little bit because I think this stitch makes it just a tad too tight. So this time I am going to just size up a little bit with an I hook. So I'm going to keep working in the same direction, and I'm going to start by chaining 5. And I'm going to start this rib border by working back down this chain. Since I chained 5, I'm always going to have 4 stitches each time I work up and down. So I am going to, do a half double slip stitch. So I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, and pull directly through those 2 loops on my hook. Same thing, yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, and pull directly through those 2 loops. So I'm just going to do 4 half double slip stitch all the way down. I know some people call it yarn over slip stitch. Now I'm going to work a regular slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. So I'm just going to insert my hook, grab that yarn and pull through, and then work another slip stitch into the next stitch. So now I'm going to turn my work like I'm turning a page in a book toward my left hand. And from now on, I'm always going to be working in the back loops of each of these stitches. So like I said, we're always going to have 4. So I'm going to skip over these first 2 because those are the slip stitches that we just worked. And I'm going to work in the back loops of the half double slip stitches. So yarn over, insert into that back loop, and pull through 2. There's 2, 3, and 4. So now I am going to chain 1 and then turn my work back the way it was before. And now I'm just going to work in these back loops back down. Three, 4, and then again, 4. Sometimes this last one is a little tricky. Now I'm going to again do 2 slip stitches in the next 2 unworked stitch. So you can see we've already worked in this stitch. It's already anchored up there, so we're going to do these 2 stitches for our slip stitches. And again, turn my work and go back up again. So that's all I'm going to do all the way across this side. And then I'll show you what I did when I get to the corner. All right, so here I am at the corner, and sometimes it will work out that you will work your 2 slip stitches and land in the corner. Sometimes you'll just work 1. So I'm right here at this corner space. So I'm just going to work 1 slip stitch. And then I'm just going to turn like I did before. And since I only worked 1, this time I'm going to just skip over 1 and then do my 4 back loops. And then chain 1, turn back and work back down. And then I'm just going to slip stitch into that same space, just 1 time back into the corner. And then just do the same thing that I just did, just skipping over 1 and going back up. So I'm going to do that for a total or 2 more times after this. So for a total of 3 times working into that space. So I don't usually count the very first time we worked into the corner, you know, coming from the row, but I try to do it, you know, 3 times of working back into that corner. So, and sometimes you might need to do 4, it kind of just depends on how curved. You can see I did these other 2 corners, and working 3 times I think was a nice amount to get the corners rounded. So you just kind of want this to be the anchor so that this fans around the corner. So again, just work up and down 3 times, just always slip stitching into that corner space. And then after you come back down after that 3rd time, then you can just keep working across the side as we did before, and you'll just slip stitch into these next 2 unworked stitches to start going across the way we did before. Now I'm back at the starting corner, so I just worked my 3 into the corner just like I did all the other corners, except I stopped at the top of this last stitch, sorry, at the top of the border. So I'm gonna tie off, and now I'm just going to sew these 2 sides together. Just trying to kind of keep them as lined up as I can. I'm just going to kind of work through these top loops. So that hopefully it kind of looks like the other slip stitches. All right, and then once I have that weaved in, I'm just going to keep weaving this into the hot pad until I feel like it's secure enough I can cut that off. And then we are all finished. Thanks so much for visiting Daisy Farm Crafts. Hope you enjoy making these. If you make any of our projects, feel free to take a picture and come share with us on Facebook or Instagram with hashtag Daisy Farm Crafts. My mom and I would love to see whatever you're making. And again, the full written pattern for these is on daisyfarmcrafts.com. There's a link in the description. And again, thanks so much for stopping by. Happy crocheting!